All right, guys. You know the rule. Oh, hang on. There we go. All right, guys. You, you see nothing. You see blackness. First, I switch over, and you see me. Hello, everybody. This is Anthony Beyond from Mission Star Podcast. And good morning. That's what I'll first say. It is 8:30 in the morning. It is day one or day zero, I should say.
Technically day zero, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just me and Greg this morning. The other two are out. The other two will join us later on in the day, but right now you got us. You got just the two of us.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. It's
Yep,
too early.
it is. So joining me, as you can see, is Greg Dietz.
Oh, great timing. Sorry.
Yeah,
I got
face
cough.
face full of yawn. So we are here to talk about our predictions for the Microsoft press conference will happen in an hour. Actually, before we start, let me just pop up the Twitch app just to make sure to keep an eye on when that goes on. While I set this up, so Greg, there's something I wanted to ask you because prior to this event, oops, hang on, I gotta turn this down. All right, so prior to this event, there was something I wanted to ask you. So, now Microsoft did announce that they're going to have a better model for the Xbox One. That's going to be a more powerful system than what the Xbox One has right now in the future. And I'm not sure. Probably don't talk about it. I'm not sure what the price is going to be for it. But I want to know what your thoughts on it because this is something that we kind of discussed with the Sony Neo, PS4 Neo, and with their current base model, trying not to differentiate one another. Microsoft's going the opposite direction in terms of like this system's gonna be a much better, faster, stronger system than the current Xbox One. Now, as far as how they convey it to the audience and to the crowd is my question. But what did you think when that announcement was happening?
I thought it was, the typical thing that they would do. It's definitely a smart move, by no stretch of the imagination. I think that when you have this weird competition that's going on between Sony and Microsoft right now, you kind of have to keep with them. And something that I had mentioned, I think on this podcast, might have been on my stream, I don't fucking remember. You have to keep up with what people want. And as we've discussed with Microsoft in general, there was a big fuck up when they announced the Xbox One. And that's one of the biggest reasons that the Xbox One is selling so poorly compared to the PS4. Mm-hmm. I would sincerely hope that this new Xbox is what the Xbox One should have been originally. With what I've read about this new version, what was it called again?
This was called. Oh, they didn't give it a name. They just as far as I know, like they just said it's a better model. They might give it a name during the press conference, or they might have given a name during the time before this, which I may not know. But as far as I know, it's just a better model of the Xbox One.
Okay.
It might be just Xbox One 2.0, or who knows.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not against it. In no way, shape, or form do I think that it shouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely... It was an inevitability, I think. I'm not sure what question you're asking me.
my question, what I'm getting at is like, you have an Xbox One right now. Mm-hmm. You know that there's a better now with the knowledge that there's a better Xbox One coming out pretty soon. Are you going to upgrade to that Xbox One when it comes out?
Eventually.
Okay.
I think it's important that way, especially if you're just a gamer in general. If you're somebody who just wants to enjoy what gaming has to offer on all spectrums, it's important to have your options open. I don't have a PS4, but I'm going to wait to get a PS4 until I can get this new one that they're supposed to announce later today.
Hmm.
I already have an Xbox One. I actually just recently rebought an Xbox One because of certain situations.
Hmm.
But uh, if there's something, I'll put it this way: if they announce today that the Xbox, this new Xbox, has something drastically different in it, with it, on it, whatever, that I can't get with my current Xbox One, then I'll have to rethink about what I need to do. But as it stands right now, if it's like every other situation in the past with the Xboxes, where it's just like it's a slimmer version, slightly better, I'll hold off. I won't be in as big of a hurry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely something that I'm interested to see what they do, but I'm not like gung ho about it.
Yeah. Speaking of Slim, it was I remember seeing a story come out recently. So it was leaked and they'll discuss it. Is that not only are they going to um talk about the new Xbox One version, but they are going to have a sleek I'm reading off the website here. It's going to be they're going to have a slimmer version of the Xbox One for less of the price. It's actually going to be smaller. It's going to be a lot more sleeker. It's going to be actually white. It's actually there's a pic. You know what? Hang on, let me see if I can get this on screen. Um, there's my monitor capture actually. Add monitor capture one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there you go, guys. All right, here we go. So, this is off of NeoGAF. Apparently, they found out that this is the Xbox One Slim. It's white. It's a slimmer version of the Xbox One. It looks like it's going to be coming with a pack-in with Gears of War. Um, but it looks pretty cool. I do remember seeing that. Um, I think it's gonna be like a, as far as I know, like it's gonna be a lesser version of the new Xbox One in terms of like how powerful it really is. I'm not quite sure myself, or it probably just maybe one of those things was like the Xbox 360 was like you had like different models where it was like you had the elite version, but then you had like the the smaller version in sense of like memory size and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, so like yeah, the Slim was recently, and I saw this yesterday in days ago that it was leaked that there's gonna be a Slim version of the Xbox One. So Microsoft is definitely in that.
Oh no, sorry. I just saw something that's gonna make me. Oh shit.
What happened?
So something that on the schedule we have that apparently the Twitch channel is going to be showcasing later today
Yeah.
is at 9:30 is the E3 briefing, and then 11:15 is the PC gaming one, and then 1 o'clock is Ubisoft, and then 3 o'clock is the Square Enix one.
Oh fuck, Square Enix. I thought
Yeah,
that was okay. So they are gonna have a press conference at 3, or a press conference. What the hell is Gung Ho?
I have no fucking idea what Gung Ho is.
Okay, so Square Enix is gonna have something. All right, well that's gonna be interesting. Good to know.
Yeah,
It never stops.
that'll probably be just a lot of like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts 3, whatever. So
Yeah, I'm not too surprised. Probably see something for Deus Ex.
well, our schedule just got goddamn updated because that
Yes.
what'll probably happen is the that one will happen at 3, and then we'll end. It'll end at 4. We'll go till 5, and then we'll have a break from 5. Oh, no, we won't even have a break. I mean, we might take like a 5, but we'll have to come back and talk about Sony before it starts at 6.
Yeah. We're gonna be doing this all day, man. This is a life we chose. This is a life we chose.
I want rest. It's too
I
much.
know. I know. We do it for the people. But getting back to Microsoft,
Let me throw some sodas in the fridge.
so getting back to Microsoft, like, there are definitely things I think that will show up for sure on the Microsoft press conference. I think they'll show Gears of War 4, more footage of that. I think they will show a new character reveal for Killer Instinct 3 because Killer Instinct 3 has been Killer Instinct 3, Killer Instinct for Xbox One. They're gonna show at season 3 for more another new character for that because Killer Instinct been really good on the console. And on the PC as well. I think the other big thing they're gonna push on the press conference is the fact that the Windows 10 and Xbox One games along with PC games, or they might just hold that off until the PC gaming show as well. So that might be something that they may hold off on the PC stuff, but they're gonna have if anything, if they're gonna show it off, they're gonna push Windows 10 for sure.
Yeah, I think that Microsoft really wants to make their console. Like, I think that's the thing with the Xbox One. They're still trying to do, regardless of anything else, is make it this overall. God damn it! I am sorry.
It's alright, man. This is it's early in the morning.
Yeah, again, making it the this all-inclusive console that they wanted to make it in the beginning, but they're trying to make it more broad. They're trying to broaden it out a little bit. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think what we will see during the conference that nobody's really talking about is VR stuff.
Yeah,
I think I'd like to see more about that, about those glasses.
Yeah, the AR. Yeah, I think they will talk about it, no doubt. I think I'm all actually aboard on that. I love the Microsoft AR, the glasses they have because that's one of the things I love to do. I'm like, that's not it's basically you turn into Tony Stark. Like you put those on, you can actually move images and whatnot. I actually like the idea of the AR versus the VR. For the sake of other things outside of gaming, in my own opinion. But yeah, I think they'll have a push for their product on that. As far as other stuff, I would say that we're gonna see some gameplay footage from that Inafune game that was revealed last year. That was gonna be an exclusive. I forgot what it's called. That robot game.
Recore.
Yeah, Recore. So
I'm really looking forward to Recore. I think that regardless, I think that's going to be really fun.
Yeah. So we'll see some out of that for Recore. In terms of what else are we gonna see? As far as Microsoft, I don't think they'll show anything Tomb Raider. I think it's a bit too early to show anything, just because Tomb Raider.
Yeah, no, Tomb Raider 2 came out just this last year, so
yeah, I don't think
we're seeing anything like that.
I think I was gonna say I think Cuphead will probably show up here.
God damn it! They better just go like, "Hey, Cuphead's coming out tomorrow," and I'll be like, "Yeah, tell me more." I'm gonna finish.
I think they'll show Cuphead. I'm not sure how much would it be. Maybe just in a slight demo sizzle reel of all the other indies.
They better fucking, dude. I'm not joking when I say this. Cuphead has been definitely one of those games that everybody fucking wants, and everybody who got to play it at E3 last year was just like, this game needs to come out, and it has been at E3 for 2 years now. If it's at E3 for 3 years and still no release date, then we're gonna have a fucking problem. Because that's ridiculous for a game. I get that games are hard to make, man, but Jesus goddamn Christ.
I mean, you got to put into perspective. Cuphead is not a big company; they're an indie group. And
I understand.
And on top of that, the animation they're doing is ridiculously good, but holy shit, time consuming. That is not easy to pull off. But you know what? If they give them a good amount of time on stage, that'd be great. I would love to see more Cuphead. I saw it at Comic-Con actually last year. I was just standing there, behind somebody who was playing it, and that game looks so good. It boggles my mind how well that game looks and how that game moves. It's just.
I have been excited for Cuphead since since I saw a shot of it, a half-second shot of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
yeah, I think everybody was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Because I love that style of animation. It's what kind of got American animation to the point that it is today, and I I love the idea behind the game too. How it's this kind of like it's a hybrid of a side-scrolling shooter, Contra style, but also a bullet hell game.
Yeah.
So like, I just, it's just a really fucking cool concept, and it needs to come out.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, I think we'll see some more of the indies that was shown last year, this year. I The guys who made Limbo are making another game they showed up last year that I'm really really excited about. Um, I'm hopefully see more of that as well. As far as other games they're gonna show off, I would say actually before I go more into games, I would say that Microsoft will probably talk a touch on their services and what other updates are going to probably come into the Xbox One and so on. Um, and they'll probably, try and make it sound like, they're the best company in the world. But I think that
Microsoft?
Yeah.
No, okay. So last year when they went out on stage, their big thing was that they weren't the best company in the world. They came out last year and they were like, so we're losing. We're losing this battle badly. So, fuck it. We're going to try our hardest to help you guys out, but no longer are we competing. We know we've lost, but we're not losing. Like, we're not losing the battle, we're not losing the war. We just lost the battle. We're going to be calling the war. We're going to be like, hey, let's put off this war and just make games.
Yeah.
Something that Microsoft did last year that we kind of talked about that I loved was that they really did concentrate on games, IPs.
It's true. Yeah, they did.
And I think this year will be more of the same with a slight interlude of new console. Well, new-ish console. New version. But I think we're going to get more of like Gears of War 4, probably Halo 6 announcement. Definitely Halo Wars 2 stuff, because I know that was a thing.
That's true. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. They'll probably talk more about Halo Wars. And to add to that, the other thing I forgot to mention is that they'll probably talk about more about the Forge PC version of Halo. They announced recently, where basically you could design a level with Windows 10 with the Forge section of Halo, and you can then release that to the console version so people can play, which is cool. But yeah, they'll definitely talk on that. They'll talk about
for sure
the new Halo stuff because that's their big franchise.
Well, yeah, and they gotta push the stuff that's exclusive to their system. Something that I'd like to see is a new IP. I mean, last year we got, I think it released last year, might have released the year before that, but was Sunset Overdrive, I think it was called.
Yeah, Sunset Overdrive, fucking great game. Really good game.
And maybe we'll see stuff on Dead Rising 4.
Oh yes, I totally forgot. Good stuff. So yeah, Dead Rising 4 was another game that was actually recently. I would say the image was leaked, but no gameplay or nothing is shown. And the one thing I did hear was that Frank West is going to make a return to this game, and it's taking place in Colorado for Dead Rising 4. If anything, there'll be Dead Rising 4 will be shown at the Microsoft press conference if it does happen, which I think it will for sure.
Yeah. I think one of the important things to remember, going into what E3 or what Microsoft is trying to do with their E3 is that every year, like last year was the first time that Microsoft actually had a show that wasn't fucking awkward and weird with some just bullshit halfway through that you're like, what the fuck is happening? Because the thing is, I kind of talked about with Slappy last night, is that these companies are starting to understand that this is no longer is directly a trade show. Every year that E3 was coming out, they were like, here's the slate of shit we have coming out, here's the slate of stuff we're working on, here's the new tech. Like, it's a trade show. Now it's more than that. With it being able to be streamed fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of talking about it if you're in or around gaming journalism. it's important to remember that this is a big deal, and uh, they are no longer just appealing to the same people in the industry. They're appealing to consumers as well,
Hmm.
and consumers ultimately want new and better games.
Yeah, agreed.
Uh, I think another thing that they're probably going to touch upon is maybe we'll see new Call of Duty stuff.
You know, it's funny. The funny thing was last year, it's like Call of Duty didn't show up until the Sony press conference, and it's usually a Microsoft staple. Um, but uh, my guess as far as like what they're gonna show shooter wise, like if it was the case like last year, then we won't see a Call of Duty thing until the Sony press conference. Whether there was some deal that was made regarding which press conference is gonna show up for. What I will say though is I think that we're going to see a few repeats that was at the EA press conference. Like I think Titanfall 2 will definitely show up on the Microsoft press conference show.
You know, I thought about that. I thought about that because of it basically the first one was only on Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I guess technically PC.
Hmm.
But since it's now on PS4, the sequel is. We might not see it at the Xbox presser. We
I,
might see it during the Sony one.
I think that Titanfall 2 is a Microsoft thing. Like I know it's multi-platform, but I think that's going to be where it's going to be shown again in kind of more like, hey, this is a Microsoft game. Kind of back in the 360 days where like you had Call of Duty released on like console on the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC, but like everybody played it on 360. So that's what I think is
We'll
going to
see.
happen.
We'll see. I really do feel it'll be somewhat similar to sorry, I'm drawing a blank. It'll be somewhat similar to how Destiny was treated.
Mm.
Um,
Speaking of which,
uh,
uh, I would say, well, no, take that back. Well, maybe. I know that Destiny, they have a new trailer. It's called The Rise of Iron. Um, and they might have something more for this E3. Um, do you think it's gonna show up at the Microsoft press conference?
no. Sony still has a deal right now where they get exclusive content, or if not exclusive
That's
content,
true. Yeah.
they get first bidding at it, like first showing.
Gotcha. Good point. Good point. Okay. Um, I think one of the things to really kind of think about is just like, um, with all this talk about what Microsoft's going to show at E3 this year, um, one of the things that is very one of the things that's hard to keep nowadays in the game industry, especially specifically during E3 time, is just like what stuff do you have that's not leaked already?
Yeah, that's something like I was talking to Slappy in the chat last night about how because they don't give a shit about E3. They think E3 is just designed to cause as much hype as possible, and as they're not necessarily wrong, um, that's not what E3 used to be, and um, I think with what. Boy, my brain just stopped and I completely forgot where I was going with that. What was the last thing you said?
That the leaks that like
Oh,
there's
okay, that's right. Thank you. I was like, Jesus Christ.
it's
I'm
early,
still,
guys.
yeah. Uh, um, yeah, it wasn't used, it didn't used to exist to generate hype. And now it is. It has been for quite some time now. It's been designed, like, ever since G4 was like, we're going to air it live, it had changed. And back when it was starting to become a thing for the public, you would tune in because it was like, what fucking rad thing am I going to get to see? Nowadays, they show up and they're like, we have one announcement you didn't hear about on the internet. And I
Yeah.
think that's another reason why these game companies are like, the only way E3 is going to work nowadays is to kind of showcase more so what we have coming out versus surprising people, which I think is a brilliant idea. Everything that we know they're going to talk about, they should talk about. I also think that there's this new interesting thing. It'd be very clever where, like, let's say Microsoft has a completely new IP or a new version or new like a sequel to a game that we already know, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know about it. It hasn't been leaked, and
Yeah.
they've been keeping it very close under under the curtain, under the covers, whatever. But they are intentionally leaking information about other things to keep us
I
distracted.
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, point that I'm getting at. The point that I'm getting at is, um, I can't imagine how difficult it is for companies nowadays to do E3. It has got to be nerve wracking trying to figure it out. Going, what's leaked, what's not leaked, adjusting the show that like imagine if you will, Anthony.
Okay.
You go you go, hey, I'm going to I'm the one who has to put on the show for Sony. And it's going to be amazing. And then an hour before before you go on, the big surprise that you're supposed to have at the end, like fucking Hideo Kojima's making a new game for your console, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's based off of like a specific franchise. And it's supposed to be the fucking thing that breaks the internet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's leaked an hour before you go on.
Yeah.
Now, imagine the stress you'd go through. You'd be like, well, there goes our fucking big surprise. There goes our big thing that's supposed to break the internet.
Yeah.
So you go, what do we do now? How do we fix this? Well, you can't. You literally can't. You're going in an hour, and these pressers now are more like stage shows than they are anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you have to just kind of go with it. You just kind of have to deal with the fact that your big surprise is still going to be treated as a big surprise, even though the internet already fucking knows about it.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
And that sucks. That ultimately does suck and changes what E3 kind of was doing for a long time since they started making it for the public.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the best way for game companies to handle E3 now is to do their shows based on what they've already announced. That
Right.
leading up to E3, they should make a bunch of announcements, left and right, just this, and this. Uh, and then because people already know about it, they're not going to be quick to just be like, well, here's the, we're gonna, this is a leak, like fucking EA's conference.
Mm-hmm.
Just about everything they showed, we already knew.
Yeah, definitely. Like there wasn't no like surprises there, and we kind of figured, we'll see this game, this and this. We practically like predicted about mostly everything there at the press
Right,
conference.
right. And sure, it might have been boring, to an extent. Uh, and my judgment on it yesterday, my C minus had nothing to do with entertainment wise because I don't think that we should be judging these on entertainment wise anymore.
No, no.
Uh, we definitely like my judgment was based on the idea that they didn't show gameplay. That was
Yeah,
really
that's a huge thing. That was a huge thing. They didn't show any gameplay for most of their games. There was a bunch of announcements. It's like, hey, we have games in the future. We have one game that's coming out pretty soon, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, I think that's like something for me that I definitely want to see more of is less worrying about the surprises and more concentrating on. I don't care if it's pre-alpha. Show us something. Show us an
yeah,
idea of
definitely
what's supposed to be.
something. I will say though that kind of just going through looking at other stuff online to see what else they're gonna show off. Um, I think they're gonna show off the new Minecraft Batman game. Because what was it? They no, not Minecraft Batman. I meant Telltale, Telltale Batman game. Sorry. Because they have like their hands in everything, and I believe that that's gonna be shown at the Microsoft press conference.
Really?
I think
I
so. I think so.
I mean, it's possible. I think that with Telltale being a third party company, it's going to be shown at either this one, the PC one, or the Sony one for sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a Microsoft thing. I think that I kind of wonder if we're gonna see another Forza Horizon game. Uh, we it's usually
Possible.
yeah, it usually shows something. They need at least one car racing game in their press conference, so
Yeah.
I think that we'll see something out of Forza. For all the car nerds who want to play cars. But aside from that, though, the I am very curious to see what exactly Microsoft brings to the table. Like, because like usually Microsoft kind of starts off the day like in a pretty big fashion. Um,
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna start the whole thing off with Gears of War 4. I guarantee.
yeah, good
It'll
point.
be
Yeah.
there'll be this big old like it'll go like it'll be green stage. It'll go dark, and then it'll come up with like straight up fucking full on gameplay of Gears of War 4.
Yeah.
And it'll be exciting. It'll be action packed and energetic, and then it'll end with a release date, which will be the end of this year.
Yeah.
I that's my biggest prediction on how it's going to start. And then they'll bring out the CEO guy, which I can't remember his name,
Hmm.
and he'll come out and he'll start talking about some things, and then they'll announce either a couple new independent titles. They're definitely going to. One of the things I think they're going to talk big about at some point is their extensive and ever growing independent game library.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're gonna tout that. They're gonna say like that our games are getting bigger. Like we have all the support from these indies. And just look how big our dick is pretty much.
Well,
um,
yeah, and they have every right. They completely revamped how the independent game market is getting compensation for their game sales. Like in the past on the Xbox 360, it was terrible, and there was a reason that a
yes,
lot of game
yes,
companies, these independent game companies, were like, "We're never working with Microsoft again." Like, there's a reason that that was a thing, but there's also a reason why a lot of those same companies have now gone back to working with Microsoft, and that's because they've completely revamped it how it works, and it's not a piece of shit anymore.
yeah,
Um, so I feel personally that they are really going to talk heavily about it and be like, here's a list of games that we have coming out this year in our indie market group, and one of those will be Cuphead. And then on top of that, I think another big thing they're going to talk about that I think is very important to keep in mind is their backwards compatibility.
yeah. Oh,
That has
definitely.
been
Good
a that
point,
has
Shay.
been a
Good point.
big well that's been a big awesome thing that they've come
Hmm.
out with because um, if you have ever bought a game on the Xbox 360 and you're like, man, I'd love to go back and play this, you can. You just straight up can. One of the cool things is like, if you're using the same account, which you probably are, from an Xbox 360 to Xbox One,
Hmm.
and you go, hey, remember when I bought Explosion Man? Well, Explosion Man's backwards compatible. Well, how do I go download it? Well, you literally go to the Games tab, or not Games tab, but you go to your Games like menu part.
Hmm.
You go to the very end, and it shows everything you ever downloaded. Literally.
That's
Anything that's available
that's
that you've
fucking cool.
ever downloaded, you can get again. And so, like, when they're like, "Hey, there's a slew of games that just became backwards compatible," I'll just look through that my past games and see what's new, see if there's anything different there.
Hmm.
So, I can't wait to see them talk about what they have planned with that. Um, I'm gonna throw out my prediction on how this entire conference is gonna go.
All right,
They're,
lay it on me.
they're gonna start off with Gears of War 4. There's a dog on my chest.
Yes, there is.
Joey, lay down. Hi, Joey. Hi, buddy. What? I know you're hungry, but you gotta wait until the boys wake up.
This is awesome. I'm gonna
Love.
highlight this. Greg, you're getting a lot of highlights as of late on this channel.
He's not supposed to be licking my face, first off. That's against the rules, Joey, and you know it. That's against the rules. Okay, I gotta talk about video games. Move. Um. Anyway, they're gonna start off with Gears of War 4, announce a release date. They're gonna come out and they're gonna say, "This is coming out the same time as our new console." Show off the new console, show off the specs, and then they're gonna move on to what they have coming out in terms of indie games and backwards compatibility. It's going to be a big deal. That's going to take up a huge chunk. Then they're going to move into a couple new titles that they have coming out. So um, we'll see a few things that will kind of surprise people. Halo Wars 2, probably Halo 6.
Mm-hmm.
More of an announcement for Halo 6 than actual gameplay because Halo 5 just came out.
Yeah.
Uh, and then there might be some announcement about like some new features that the Xbox One's like operating system will have. And then I don't know. Then I don't know. I think we'll hear from a couple games, and then they'll end the entire conference on either a new trailer for a game we already know, or a big announcement
Yeah.
that we won't see coming.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to rack my brain thinking of like Xbox One exclusives that they could talk about. I mean, I feel like that if they're going to end the conference on anything, it'll be Dead Rising 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Um,
But
yeah, I think that they'll definitely push hard on the exclusives. I think they'll show a good number of new IPs in the show to kind of showcase for what's coming out. And generally, most of these games that Microsoft shows during their press conference relatively come out in the same year or soon. Um, so I'm gonna expect a lot of these games that are gonna be shown are gonna be coming out pretty soon this year or early next year. Um,
so I'm looking at a list because I was trying to rack my brain thinking of exclusives.
yeah.
One that I think that they might talk about, I hope they talk about, is Crackdown 3.
Oh shit, you're right. Crackdown was shown last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I will see some out of that. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see this list. Uh, I don't see anything else at the moment.
Hmm.
Um,
I think we'll have a sports section in the Microsoft press conference.
I think
Um,
something would be really cool is like a something similar for Gears of War that they did with the Halo Master Chief Collection.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Because they came out with the Gears of War Ultimate Edition,
Yeah, they did.
and I would love to be able to, because that's a straight up an Xbox One game. That's not a backwards compatible thing.
Yeah.
I have literally on my console right now. I have Gears of War 360 version, and I have Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
Hmm.
Same fucking game, just two different things.
Right.
However, when Gears of War 2 came out, there was stuff in Gears of War 2 on the PC that wasn't on the Xbox 360. And I would love to see a re-release of that, same as we've seen Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
But in a bundle that does like 1, 2, 3, and Judgment all in one encompassing thing. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I think that we might see more Connect stuff, but I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. They're really
Yeah.
trying to move away from the Connect.
Yeah. I think it's nothing there. Nothing there, man.
Something I think would be really cool to see is I know that like Microsoft owns the Rare company, and
Yeah.
we saw at for Killer
Oh,
Instinct,
right. Yeah.
we saw Rash. I think it
Yeah.
was Rash or it's
Yeah.
Pimples. One
It
of the
was
two. We saw a Battletoad
yeah, it was Rash. Yeah.
in like high def. If we could get a new Battletoad game in like that style, that would be really cool.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Microsoft does own the property of Battletoads,
They
and
pretty much own the rights to any Rare game,
pretty much, yeah.
almost any Rare game.
So they own to that franchise. Um, a new Battletoads would be interesting in that style. I would wonder how that would look like per se. Um, and who knows? Maybe it's something there they might put on and see what they showcase. Um, but I'm just trying to think of other games that they're possibly might be able to show off or bring back from the dead.
Yeah, I'm looking through a list of their
I
exclusives because
remember,
that's the thing about the Microsoft conference is they tend to not show what's on other systems unless it's a big fucking title game. So
yeah, yeah, they did show what was it last year? The game they were bringing back to life. I cannot remember the name of it. I want to say it was Phantom Dust. That's what it was called.
Mm.
It was an old Xbox, an Xbox original game. They came out years and years ago, and they had a trailer for it, and it was coming back. And I was like, oh shit, that's coming back. We haven't heard anything since then, so I'm sure that will make a return, or it's in limbo. Uh,
Yeah, people.
um, I think that man, uh, I think that out of the realm of possibility, like there's gonna be this one surprise announcement out of Microsoft game wise. Um, I think that they're gonna show, man, no, maybe. Um, I think that I'm thinking like because like Injustice 2 was just shown recently this past weekend. Oh no, yeah, this past weekend. Um, during their whole ESL event. It is the last NRS game, Mortal Kombat X. No shit, no, that was a PS4 exclusive. Yeah, never mind. Screw it. I was thinking maybe they'll show some at Microsoft, but then no, they're Sony brand. Um, Scratch that. I mean, like, Injustice 2 for both PS4 and Xbox One. It may happen, but I don't think it will. Um, we'll probably see if anything will be on during the Sony stage. So, Sky's what I just said. It's early in the morning. Um, but it's like, as far as like, is there any possibility of like just something out of the like realm of like game wise that you don't expect to show up on the Microsoft press conference but will? 'Cause-
Uh, God, dude, that's such a rough question. Like, maybe Telltale will be there, and
yeah,
they'll show off some more of the Batman game, or they'll announce a new Telltale franchise.
yeah,
Um, I can't really think of anything. I know that Jeff Kanata of he used to be one of the three of Totally Rad Show,
yeah,
and he's been tweeting out a bunch of stuff, and he's right now at the press conference. Uh, there's something in the rafters. He's looking up,
yeah.
and there's something big on the rafters. So
Hmm.
they might lower down another car for another Forza.
Oh, holy shit! I totally forgot about that. Yeah, they did that.
Yeah.
um, yeah. Let's lower the
I'm
windows.
really like, sure. Oh, here's a good picture of the stage. Let me look at it.
Can you send me a tweet or so I can showcase on stream what you're checking out?
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
what's the Jeff Canada's Twitter actually?
I follow him on Facebook, so let me
Oh,
hold on. Give me a second.
okay.
Uh,
Yes, guys, you're looking at my tweet deck right now. I'm just gonna look up.
well, go to Green Skull. Just type in Green Skull. That's the guy that I saw the stage from. Uh, I'm sure he's got it on his Twitter account.
Okay, I just got up on his Twitter. I don't see nothing though.
Nothing.
What was
Hold on, I'm typing Jeff Kanata because Jeff Kanata is literally at Jeff Kanata.
yeah, I looked him up on Twitter. He has nothing shown. So
Really? Huh.
on his Twitter, he has nothing. Just it's all text. No images. So
That is strange because why would? Huh? Because it says Twitter on the Facebook thing,
interesting. Okay.
but
Um. But okay. So I mean, like, I'm pretty sure there was some big announcement that we're
here
missing.
I'll download this picture and then send it to you.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's some big announcement that we're missing, and it's just like that it's gonna blow our minds. Um, Microsoft tends to do something like that every once in a while. And do you remember the day when Final Fantasy 13 was announced for Xbox 360? And at least at first, it's like, holy crap, that was huge. Um,
Yeah, we're never gonna get that. We're never gonna get that
no,
again.
we're not. I don't know. They may pull something off that we may even not know about. Um, and again, like if somebody, they might even push Windows 10 again to kind of push games that are going to be um, coming over. So, hang on, guys. Let me just see some monitor. Let me switch. Let's see. Okay, so. Okay, yeah, everything's green. That's a staple for Microsoft. Um, yeah, no, it looks like everybody's having a good time, and yeah, it's Yeah, yeah, that's cool. So
Yeah, should be fun.
yeah, definitely. Um,
I'm just really excited to see what they plan on doing, because Microsoft has had a rough time with the Xbox One.
they have.
So
Um,
I hope that they do they know what the gamers want. They know that people just want cool IPs that they can play,
hmm
and they don't want fucking bells and whistles with their goddamn console. Like it's great that we can get Netflix and Hulu and all these other things on our system, but that's not what we buy them for. We don't buy game consoles to watch movies on.
right.
So giving us new things is really important, and they need to really come out the gate strong this year as they are technically the first.
Yeah, yeah,
People would argue that EA and Bethesda were first, but with such lackluster conferences as they've had this year, Microsoft needs to stand the fuck out.
yeah. I think that they will. I think that they'll start off the morning with a bang. I don't think they'll hold anything back. Um, I think that Microsoft is definitely going to show a lot of their main staples. I think Gears will definitely make an appearance, Halo as well. I think they're going to showcase their new Xbox 360, both the slim and the new version. As far as like how they will convey that to the audience is the real question, because last time they had something like this, they screwed up on the on just the wording and just like the PR side of it, and it really affected them to the point that there were much more pre-orders for the PS4 than it was for Xbox One during
Right,
that year.
right. And I think that they definitely have, like, as somebody who's been playing the Xbox One for a long time now, they've really revamped how their system works.
Definitely, definitely. They
Um,
definitely turned around. Like they not to put a pun here, but they literally pulled a 360 and like really just turned it around with just the stuff they put out game wise and just like the features they have on Xbox One. Um, and
uh,
they really have turned it around to be more consumer friendly than it was prior.
yeah, and I think they're going to continue to do that. I think with you can't buy an Xbox One with a Kinect anymore. Period. It
Yeah.
just don't exist. And I'm sure that the Slim won't have an Xbox or won't have a Kinect either. And I also feel like that the Kinect won't even have a port for a Kinect. The new Xbox One, sorry. That I feel like they're gonna. One of the announcements that I hope they make is that, hey, if you're a streamer for whatever, and you stream directly from the console because you just don't have a PC that works, with the new Xbox One, the Slim version, there's a port to add in a webcam.
Is there not one right now for it?
Ew.
You gotta have the
You
Connect.
have to use the Kinect.
Oh. I doubt that's gonna happen, honestly.
Dude, that would be very exciting if that was the case.
I know, like, of course that'd be great, but I don't think Microsoft's gonna do that though. They're like gonna push their Microsoft products on there, so it's like, hey.
Don't ruin my dream, Anthony.
um, I mean, who knows? I don't know. Like Microsoft are definitely becoming more of a consumer-friendly company than it was prior. So it may end up being something like that. But I think that I think Microsoft will have a good press conference. I don't think it's going to be anything out of the ordinary, or it's going to be your typical Microsoft press conference it was in previous years. It's very cookie cutter as far as like how it's formatted. In terms of like if there's any big announcements, I think there'll at least be one. If I would have put, well, I see, I already lost one poker chip. I'm not sure if I want to lose another one, but I think they'll have at least one big announcement that we're not expecting out of that press conference.
Sure,
I,
sure,
I
absolutely.
think. I want to say.
I agree. I completely agree. We're gonna have one big announcement that will have us talking. I don't think the announcement will be more than just an announcement. I don't think it'll be a. I don't think it'll be gameplay. I think it'll be like a character will walk on screen. We'll see what it is. We'll know what it is, and just be like, "Fucking yes," and then that's it. And then bye.
I'm gonna say. So I remember you brought up Conqueror. because they have that rare license. I forgot to mention they're probably gonna show along with the AR, like more of that Conquer game they kind of showcased, I think in a I don't say trailer, but like in a video this past year. So they'll probably show more of that. I'll make a bold prediction here, and I'm gonna say that the Microsoft AR is gonna come out this year to compete against the VR that's already out against or before. It's already out for Oculus Rift, Vive, and soon Sony. And I think it can come at the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a lot about it past last E3, so they'd have to do a big thing for it. Really make it seem like it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. That's my bold prediction. So outside of that, I think it's gonna be pretty cookie cutter for Microsoft. I think we'll have like those weird awkward moments during the press conference, so that's gonna that's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, every conference has those weird moments.
Yeah.
All right, hey, I'm gonna let you either do the sign off or whatever because I need to go get my more coffee and it's starting up here in less than 10 minutes. So.
All right. So before you go, last predictions. What are you looking forward to? What exactly are you gonna?
I'm looking forward I'm looking forward to a lot of new IPs. Or a lot of new versions of old IPs, I should say. So I want to see what they got for Gears 4, for Dead Rising 4, for Halo Wars 2, as I wasn't a fan of Halo Wars to begin with. I want to see if they have anything new for like just anything in general that's not something that's on other consoles. I want to see what exclusives make me happy that I have an Xbox One and not a PS4. I want to see. I really want to know what I want to see release dates for things. That's another thing. I want to see them announce a bunch of release dates for a bunch of games that I care about. I don't want to see a bunch of. So we're working on this, and it might come out in a few years, but at least it's coming. I want to see Gears of War 4 coming out at the end of this year. Halo Wars 2 coming out at the end of this year. Dead Rising 4 coming out at the end of this year. That's what I want to see.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. And in my predictions wise, I think it's gonna be pretty quick cutter for the Microsoft press conference. I don't think it's gonna surprise us too much. I do think there's gonna be one surprise, a big announcement. And I'm sticking to my bold prediction, saying that the AR is gonna come out at the end of the year. Announcement at the press conference to compete with the VR that's already out for other companies, including Sony, very soon. And the game I'm looking forward to the most. Please show us more Cuphead. Please show us the game that the guys from Limbo working on. Those I'm really wanting to see more of those games. With that being said, so what's gonna happen, guys, is like we're going to stop the stream. We're gonna host the main stream, which is gonna be Twitch. And we're going to come back after the stream is over and give our reactions. Also to note, if you are watching this on YouTube, we will upload these clips or these things onto our YouTube channel and as well as onto our podcast feeds. Last night, you should have got an update on your podcast regarding all of our reactions and predictions from the two press conferences last night. So definitely, if you are listening, then we'll have more of those to come. So anyways, we'll be back in about an hour to talk about our reaction to the Microsoft press conference. Until then, guys, get some coffee, get some breakfast, whatever, and enjoy the show.